Hello and welcome to episode 37 of Into the Podcast. I am your host, Sam, and I'm joined once again by the man that is Ryan. Hello, Ryan.
Hello, Sam.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks to you.
Yeah, I'm good, mate. You pointed at yourself with your thumbs then.
I did a little Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam, as you announced me.
I like the little Rob Van Dam. Now, it's weird that you mention wrestling because you're quite into wrestling at the minute, aren't you, at the minute, you fucking child?
Yeah, I'm back into it in a big way. In a big way.
So we mentioned last week that you was going to see the WWE.
WWE Live.
And you have been to see the WWE.
I have been to see the WWE.
Talk us through everything, and by everything I mean just tell me what's her face look like. Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Just tell me what she look like. That's all I care about. I'm not interested in the rest of it. Was she perfect in every way?
Absolutely perfect in every way.
Cool.
Claire was fuming because I kept constantly telling her to get pictures of her because Claire's got the better camera on her phone. Like, get a video of this, get a picture
Of all of them? No, that one.
No, just Rhea. That went down well.
Yeah, I bet it did, mate.
Got the pictures out.
Fine, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Do it because I love you, fine.
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah.
But other than her being absolutely perfect, was it a great night?
You know what? I think I said this last week. I had no idea what to expect. Obviously, I loved the wrestling as a kid, and I've never been to a live wrestling show. Not even just like a little local show.
No.
Never been to anything. And so I didn't know what to expect. And we went for food beforehand, right? So across from the arena is it's called Centertainment. So there's, like the cinema, bowling, arcades, but like loads of restaurants.
Oh, your standard Frankie Benny's Five Guys type.
Yeah, all that. There's quite a good selection there. It's even more upmarket ones like, Miller and Carter and stuff. Yes. So anyway, we just sat having food. This place, like Centertainment, the whole place was packed. So many kids, like little kids in their wrestling stuff. And I did think at one point, oh shit.
It's me and my wife.
We're going to be the only ones here. Not without kids. But as we got to the arena, it got to like a good mix. There was lots of other couples there. There was loads like groups of lads. It was a proper good mix.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was worried beforehand. But all those worries were put to rest. It was incredible. Yeah. It was so much fun. Like, we had great seats. So
we were so close,
We were so close. We were down on the floor, so we were pretty much by the ring. We were sort of in between the ring and the entrance.
The Jumbotron.
Is that what it's called?
I think it's called like Jumbotron or something.
Right,
like
okay.
The big thing that they come out of.
Yeah, so like, obviously it's only in Sheffield. It was at Sheffield Arena we saw them, so it's quite a small arena
compared to what you see.
Oh
on
yeah,
telly,
so like there's no like big ramp that they come down or anything. They literally have all the screens and they just walk out, and so they're right there. You're literally like a meter or so from them.
Yeah,
which is so weird because obviously you see them on the TV and you it's like anything like when you go to Comic-Con, you see someone famous. You big them up in your mind. It's like, oh my God, they're just a real person. They're just right there.
But they're a real person acting right in front of you, which is really weird.
Yeah, because a lot of them are in character and stuff. But it was so much fun. So I think Becky Lynch opened up the show, but they're like the proper ring announcer and stuff. So it's all done like a proper setup, but it's classed as a house show.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, like it's not like recorded. It doesn't affect the storyline or anything like that. It's just like an exhibition matches, really, just to show off for the crowd. They're still like in character and stuff, but they kind of break that a little bit as well. Like the heels or the villains never did. They always stayed in character, but like a lot of the faces or the good guys were like just dead genuine. So like Cody Rhodes was there and he fought Finn Balor and won a match. It was a street fight. It was epic. They were batting each other with chairs and stuff. I got a great video. I think I sent it you where when he wins the match, he picks up Finn Balor off of the top rope and throws him through a table, and then does his finishing move, the crossroads on him to a pin count, and then his music comes on.
I thought Cody Rhodes was a bad guy. Is he a good guy now?
He's a good guy. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Because he's the guy that used to wear the face mask.
He used to be like, was it Sting or was he called or something like that?
Something like, I think.
But he was like, a lot of these wrestlers I didn't know, or like Cody Rhodes this is his like big return story. So I didn't know him from before. So I'm sort of learning from it. He's actually brothers of the guy who's Gold Dust.
Is it?
Yeah, they were the Rhodes brothers. But then like Cody Rhodes, so obviously did that, and then he just got on the microphone. He's like, "Oh, you know what?" He was dead genuine, like, "Oh, thank you all so much for coming. It means the world to me." Especially when he's on like this redemption story, his big return to WWE after I think he'd been let go by a few companies. And he's like, "We've got a short interval now, but I am going to get round as many people as possible, take photos, sign things. I will be here until they kick me out, basically."
That's how.
And you're like, that's spot on. So like, all these little kids that are just going mad and signing, not even kids, just like grown adults, like me. I was like, Cody, love me. He gave me and Claire a high five. So,
mate.
Didn't wash those hands.
No, still haven't, I see.
Yeah. Pretty gross. But yeah, it was amazing because it's loads of people don't get wrestling. And they always say like, "Oh, I don't get wrestling because it's just fake." Well,
so are films. Yeah,
that's it. Like, and so it's like reality TV and stuff that you watch. It's just scripted stuff, or like even like bloody Top Gear when you used to watch that. That's scripted. Like, okay, yeah, the outcome and stuff's going to be scripted and like the big shocks, but they're still like performing the stunts, and it's still entertaining. I think that's what the thing with wrestling. People say, "Oh, I don't get it," but it's like, but it's just entertainment. It's just
of course.
It's just
that's
fun.
why it's called sports entertainment. Yeah.
It's. If anything, it's more entertaining because it's not like, you can watch, I don't know, I love my football, but you can have a big game, the two biggest teams, it's been built up for weeks and weeks, and you watch it, and it's just a shit match. And you're like, and it's 0-0, and you're like, well, that was boring, all that hype for nothing. Whereas at least with these, you're going to get a great show. There'll be a twist, there'll be a shock, there'll be an incredible move. So there's always going to be something to entertain you. And that was really evident at the live show.
And lots of sexy men as well.
Lots of sexy men, lots of sexy women.
Women, yeah.
But like, I didn't know how it was going to be because obviously I've never been to a live show, and when you watch it on the TV or whatever, obviously you're getting the best camera angles, and you've got the commentator, which back in the day when it was like, was it JR
and Jerry King Lawler?
Yeah, they'd really hype it up and big it up, and they're like, "Oh my god!" Like,
"Oh my god,
he's killed him! He's killed him!
You son of a bitch! You son of a bitch, Triple H!"
And you just get hyped up by that. So I didn't know what it was going to be like without commentary, but you didn't miss it at all because the crowd are going mental. You really get absorbed in that. The chants, the singing, and you couldn't help but smile. Like, you got just people going mad for it. It was fun. It was just so much fun. Like the bloke sat next to me after the interval, just came back and he had a replica belt.
Oh, fucking hell.
Like that he just bought from the merch stand. And I saw them when we were looking around, 400 quid.
My God.
So I was just chatting to him. He was like, "Yeah, I fancy the belt." Like, all right, okay. £400 later, and he's bought a replica belt.
Yeah. I'm going to buy you one from Smith's for 30 quid, mate.
Yeah, I'll be happy with that.
Was it proper good? Like,
it looked real. It looked real. It was a cool piece of kit, and I suppose you've got spare 400 quid to just.
And if that's what you're into, that's what you're into, isn't it?
Fair enough, yeah, because like he was definitely a Cody Rhodes fan, because when the music came on, Cody Rhodes' music's quality, to be fair, he's got a really good like pop, as they call it. So like when everyone goes mad for it, he was belting it out. Bless him. It was like a bloke probably older than me, but he was again just having the best time. But again, like I think with the house show, they've got a little bit more freedom because they can sort of like play around a little bit. They don't have to do everything. It's not as scripted, I guess. They'll probably just decide like, "Oh, I'll win this match," or "You win this match," and it's just a chance for them to practice and train.
Oh, of course, absolutely, and make money from practice and training. Because all right, they can do it in the gym, but to do it in front of a live audience, you don't want to be doing that in front of 50,000 people at Madison Square Garden and it being live on telly in front of another couple of million.
So you can make a mistake or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
But so the people that we saw, it was like the roster, because obviously they have Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
So it was all the Raw wrestlers. So it was like Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley, Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, I saw that prick was there. Was he being a prick?
He was being a prick.
Prick of the week.
Yeah,
prick of the week. Is fucking
you know what? He plays it so well.
He does play it very well.
He plays it really well.
Such a baby-faced lad as well.
Yeah. Who else was there? Like Finn Balor. So quite big ones. Seth Rollins was the main event. It was him versus. Oh shit! Who did he wrestle? Damian Priest.
Okay.
He's part of the Judgment Day, so he's in that faction with Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor. So they're all their faction. he won Money in the Bank.
Okay, yeah.
On
Oh, yeah, 'cause I
Saturday.
saw Roman Reigns lost that, didn't he? And
Yeah.
He fucking slagged off our country, mate.
Oh, I know. We'll get to that in a minute.
We'll get to that in a minute.
So then, yeah, it was just so much fun. Like, I would obviously went with Claire, and I was a bit worried because we got into wrestling together. Like, I was into it as a kid, but then like I said before, we both got into it when in lockdown because there's nothing to do. Downloaded the streaming site and we just played drinking games, so it's just daft fun. So then we both got into it a little bit again recently. And neither of us been to wrestling before, and I was like, so I got tickets, dragged Claire along, being like the good wife, like, yeah, I'll come with you. And then I think she just turned to me at one point, like, this is amazing, like, and
I'm having the best time, Ryan.
Like they announced that they're coming back in October to the UK.
Oh, really?
And we were saying 100% we're getting tickets.
Oh, I'll come to that. Yeah.
It was so much fun. And in terms of like value for entertainment, you can't ask for much better because
how much for tickets? 40, 50 quid?
So we paid for the most expensive tickets. Bear in mind, we were by the ring and by the entrance. We paid 80 quid.
Oh, that's not bad at all, is it?
So then if you were on the first tier of the seats, they were 40 quid. And then the second tier were 30 quid.
Oh, that's fuck all.
Which for like, it was a whole night. I think the show started at 7:30 and they had like 1 10-minute interval. But apart from that, they went on till about just before 11 o'clock.
Oh,
and
wow.
the amount of wrestlers that you got through, like these are all the top wrestlers as well. It's not like you're going to see like the local bloody skeggy wrestlers or whatever. It's like course. These are the peak of that profession. Obviously, we didn't have the SmackDown ones, so we didn't have like Roman Reigns wasn't there or any of them. But still, incredible, so much fun. I would definitely recommend it to anyone because it's just fun. It's glorified pantomime. Don't get me wrong, but we had a couple of beers. It was so much fun.
So you did that. Then Money in the Bank was at the weekend. So it's Thursday night. The Money in the Bank was at the O2. Is that correct?
The O2. Yeah. So that's the reason they were over in the UK, because obviously in wrestling they have so many pay-per-view events during the year, which like the big events, where
SummerSlam, WrestleMania, Hell in a Cell type jobs.
So this was the first one in the UK for 20 years, I think they said.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it was like sold out at the O2. And that was Saturday night. And obviously all the pay-per-view events are streamed live on the app. And so we've got the app. So like Saturday night, we'll have a couple of drinks. We'll watch that. Watch our new best friend, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
And again, that was so much fun because I've never watched a live pay-per-view event because they're always in America.
Yeah.
So even as a kid, they'd be on at like 1 in the morning. And as a little kid, I wasn't.
Yeah, we had to. I remember back in the day because we used to watch them all the time. But the deal was we had to be in bed by 6.
Right. Okay.
So we had to go to bed at 6 to then be woken up at like midnight.
Okay.
To then watch them, and that's how we did it.
Right.
But I always remember that being the biggest pain in the arse because what kids going to bed at 6?
Oh yeah,
in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
It's not happening. You're not falling asleep till 9, 10, and you're mega excited because you're about to get up and watch wrestling. And at that age, you're like, oh my God.
Exactly.
So you get maybe an hour's kit before you're getting up to then stay up till 4 a.m. to then go to school next day or whatever it was. It was like, oh no.
Totally worth it though.
Oh, for sure.
So that was good fun. So we had some drinks watching that, and then big surprise, John Cena turns up. His music comes on. Everyone goes mental. I went mental in the living room. It was just crazy pandemonium. And then obviously he comes on and he just does like a hype section where he's basically like, because it was a surprise that he turned up, and then basically said, how does WrestleMania in the UK sound? And everyone obviously understandably went absolutely crazy. I mean, WrestleMania is not only the biggest wrestling event in the world, it's one of the biggest sporting events in the world. I think it's like 5th or 6th biggest sport event in the world.
It's mad, isn't it?
Which so it's up there with like your Super Bowls. Your Champions League finals. It's
World
up there.
Cup final,
it's up there with that caliber. Yeah. So if that was in the UK, which had never been in the UK, that'd be insane. I'd literally message you straight away, didn't I? I was like, John Cena's just come on and said that WrestleMania in London. Come on, we've got to get tickets. Like it doesn't matter where we're sitting. We could be up in the gods, having to get binoculars to see, but just to say that we've been to a WrestleMania.
That is bucket list.
Oh yeah, totally agree.
So for me, I'm not into sports at all. But even before all of this coming out of you going to see it and stuff, WrestleMania would always be bucket list as well as the Super Bowl. But the bucket list I'll never actually get to go to one. So if that comes to the UK, of course I'm going to try.
Oh God, yeah.
I'd spend hundreds.
Yeah.
If I knew it was happening, I'd just make sure I had a spare fucking £400-500 to one side to say that's what's going on.
That's my £400 ticket that I'll now be in the gods with that probably.
Yeah, and if that's what I have to pay, it's what I have to pay.
Yeah,
and we've done it.
Absolutely, I totally agree. Bucket list. It was even a bucket list thing just for me to go to the house event.
Yeah, of
just
course.
to say I've been to a wrestling match, live wrestling and WWE as well. So that was great. It was a great moment.
But it's been backed by MPs, hasn't it? So British MPs have backed the fact that they want to get.
Yeah, that was in the news that Kyle, our friend Kyle, sent us.
Yeah, so I think that's quite interesting.
Yeah, well, why not? It's a major event.
The
amount of money it would bring, as well as like the attention, because I think there's a massive market for wrestling in the UK, but we never really had access to it. We didn't have much. I think they've done like NXT UK and stuff and few things, and obviously there's the British circuit, but it's not mainstream, is it?
No. It's not what we remember as kids as well.
No.
That's what you need to remember is this is all about nostalgia.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
So it's great and I will go watch the local circuits. I think this is something we should start doing now.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'll be well up for that.
Local circuit stuff. But regardless, this is all about nostalgia, and nostalgia is WWE. Whether it's got the people in it that we used to know or not, which it probably hasn't anymore. But it's just about being there, the same, the same logo, the same fucking everything.
Yeah. And at those pay-per-view events, that's what's great about them is anything can happen. Yeah. So you could have The Rock just turn up.
Oh, God, of course.
Or Stone Cold Steve Austin or any of that's not off the cards.
No.
Which is what's so exciting. But as well, I mean, the British are well renowned around the world for being yobs and for being loud. And most of the time that goes against us. But at things like wrestling, for being in the crowd, being an audience, that's what you want.
Oh, yeah.
They're chanting, they're singing, they're booing, they're going mental for the entire show.
Because that's what it's all about. That's why they act.
Yeah.
To get that reaction.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's what you want to see. But, yeah, it's been a few days of hardcore wrestling for me.
I love that.
And
I do love that.
So much fun. Just entertainment.
Good sports entertainment. I'm very jealous that you went. I'm pissed off that I didn't pay attention when you actually mentioned it because I'd have loved it. But we'll go in October.
Yeah, we'll go in October. I think they're going to Nottingham. I think Motorpoint Arena.
Banging.
Yeah.
So we'll make a big deal out of that with the podcast. And,
maybe we could get live ringside seats and we could record live the podcast. With that big.
Word with codes.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll drop him a message. I'll message him now.
Yeah.
Should we do the live thing where we ring someone?
Yeah,
see if he
answers.
answers?
Go on and try it.
Yeah. Oh, no bars.
Oh, what a shame.
I'll try later.
Oh, damn it.
I'll try
what
later.
It's like in the mean streets of Lincoln? We have no signal ever.
No signal. I'll ring my best friend Cody Rhodes later.
So wrestling for you, I have done absolutely fuck all. It's been a pretty stressful week for myself.
And it's only Tuesday.
It's only Tuesday. Well, since last recording.
Yeah.
Just been a busy, stressful week. So not done a great amount. We had a little bit of gaming time. You and me finally pushed the barrier and we got a duos win.
Oh, God, yeah. That was great.
Up to this point, I'd won every version of the game, solos, trios, and quads. I just couldn't get a duos win. I've tried it with everyone possible that I've played with, like friends that I play with, like, let's do duos. To the time, at detriment, it's like, but I don't want Ryan to come on because I'm playing with Carl. I need to get this dub.
Yeah,
and then we have to go to trios, shit like that, or different people. But you and me, so I got one over the weekend with Jack Magic.
Literally,
our boy Jack.
Our boy Jack Magic.
And I sent it to you straight away. And then we went on yesterday for an hour, didn't we?
Yeah.
Just real quick hour, no stress, just let's go on, just chatting balls. And yeah, like 2 or 3 games in, didn't we? We got that dub and
we just smashed it as well. It was plain sailing. Yeah. Like we just played it perfectly. We got quite a lot of kills between us. You especially got loads of kills. And we just played it perfectly.
Yeah.
And it was one of them where it's just like, that was quite easy, really.
Yeah,
like,
that was good.
I think it was almost like a mental block. Like we knew how hard duos is. It's like the hardest game mode. And then the fact that you won on Saturday, and I was like, I can't believe you won. Obviously, I was watching Money in the Bank and I had a few drinks. I was like, won it with Jack Magic. And then so going into yesterday when you said it, I was like, I don't know why. I said this to you earlier. I was like, I just had this feeling that we were going to do it.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether it's because you'd almost broken that curse around the duos. It was like, yeah, well,
it's doable now.
Yeah, it's doable. It's not unachievable. We'll do it.
There's no stress. We're not making silly mistakes. We're very tactical in our play.
Yeah.
And I loved it. Like, we've gone from just being fucking idiots on the game to being all right at it now.
Yeah, well, even 6 months ago, you refused to play online.
I don't want to play online. People are better than me.
Like,
and now I'm like, come on, let's go.
Do it. Like, let's get them.
Now it's pay to win. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'll buy all the good guns. Don't you worry about it.
Yeah, that's it. So, it's still... I still get that proper buzz, though, when we win, because we have worked at it. Do you know what I mean? We were crap. We were just average gamers. We're just middle-aged blokes coming up against like all these kids that are just...
who have jobs and only get time once or twice a week to chuck a quick hour in.
Yeah. To now, we like regularly... It's pretty regularly recently. We've been getting wins on it. So it's not, it's just mad.
I think the hype's back on for that as well now, isn't it? Like, come on, like whereas before we dropped off a bit, we weren't that bothered. I was into my streaming, so I was doing more solo gaming. Everyone was quite busy, but now it's like, we need to make time. We need to make time because it's just fun. We enjoy.
Even like last night, it's just a quick hour.
Yeah.
And that was it. Friday night, we had a nice night on it as well. We got a few of us. We got Thomas was on. Kyle,
yeah.
Jumped on a bit later. So yeah, it's just nice that, again, we've got a nice group. Quite a few of us can just jump in and out, whether it's 2 of us, 3 of us, 4 of us, whatever. Which
always
is
something to do.
Yeah. And not long till Nicolas Cage comes out on Dead by Daylight. When was that?
Not long. It's early July, wasn't it?
It was early July, so it might be soon. Maybe it's this weekend.
Just keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
So I've bought, actually talking about this, I've completely forgotten until this second. I bought on Steam the other day Call of Duty 4.
Really?
Modern Warfare.
Nice, yeah.
Because I was talking to Jack Magic over the weekend on Sunday, and we'd obviously had that win on the Saturday, and we was talking about Call of Duty, and they said, oh yeah, I used to love playing Prop Hunt. Now, do you know what Prop Hunt is?
No.
Now, I'd never heard of this, and when they started explaining, I was like, I've seen so many streamers do this, and it looks like fun. So you'll be like on the boat or whatever map.
Yeah.
Half of you are players, and the rest of you are a lamp or a bin or a tree, and you've just got to blend in with the surroundings.
Incredible.
And as someone gets closer to you, like your object will start whistling.
Right.
So you've got to try. So it's just people running around shooting at bins and shit. You got to, and so like I think in it you get 4 changes, so you can go into a room and change from like a bin to a tree.
Right. Okay.
But it's completely random what you become as well. So you could be like a 10-foot fucking something that doesn't fit into the train you're in. Like,
yeah.
So I bought. It's only a tenner. It was down from 20 quid to a tenner. I was like, that'd be really good streaming content. That was.
Yeah, that'd be good. Good laugh.
Just run around as a bin or a shoe.
Yeah, it's just something stupid.
Yeah, and just try not to get shot by people. I was like, that could be so much fun.
Yeah, that'd be
and
quality.
again, if it is good and you can buy it cheap, we'll just get you a copy and we'll start.
Yeah, just have a laugh with that. Yeah.
Yeah. What else has happened this week? Oh, I don't know if you saw, but the One Ring from the Magic the Gathering Lord of the Rings deck, the £2 million bounty, has been found by myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, oh, yeah. Nice.
I didn't put my name to the news article, but
that's understandable. You don't want that pressure. You don't want people trying to break in and get it.
People are constantly, £2 million for this card. I just want it. I put it, on my bicycle. I've pegged it to the back wheel so it sounds like a motorbike.
Oh, nice. That's a good idea. Yeah.
The cards are a bit thicker.
It's a little bit thicker, and it's a really nice sound.
It's lovely. It's like, oh, it's super cool.
Yeah.
Uber cool. All the kids on the street love it. So,
nice. Yeah. Good investment, that.
£2 million, right? Some motherfucker saw Lord of the Rings, Magic the Gathering, and just went, right, I got £2 million for the person that finds that.
Oh, yeah. Who has that?
There we are
that?
Talking about saving up £400 to go to WrestleMania. Well, I'll save up for that. And some dude's just like, $2 million?
$2 million for a card?
For this one bit of cardboard?
Bit of cardboard?
That, I mean, don't get me wrong. The card looks fancy. It looks nice.
Yeah.
But really, I mean, this is what I find really funny about the worth of something. The worth of something is only how much someone will pay for it.
Oh, yeah.
So that's not a £2 million card. It's just because someone went, I have £2 million for that.
Yeah.
It's just, it could have been a £10 card.
It's crazy.
If really someone just went, it's still only a card, so let's only put a tenner on it. It doesn't make it any more valuable.
It's madness, isn't it?
Mad, isn't it? Initially it was $1 million, then someone doubled that.
Mm-hmm. I'm so surprised if someone will offer more now.
Yeah, so then it ended up being a £4 million, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
Can you imagine as well if it was just some random person just opened a random pack There wasn't like that's what you want in it. You basically want Charlie from
Charlie
Chocolate Factory to be like this poor little kid that's got nothing. It's saved up all his pocket money to buy one pack and it's got it.
That's £45, so you know that didn't happen. But
well, yeah, God knows how much pocket money kids get. I don't know.
Yeah, things have changed since we were at school, mate.
Yeah. That's what you want, but you just probably know it's just going to be some bloke who's probably got loads of money and is just literally spent thousands of pounds on packs.
Yeah. 100%.
To churn it out.
And was it in Britain?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they said it. It just said that it's been found.
Right. Yeah. I never read the news article. I just saw.
I was like, boo.
Yeah. That's what I was.
Delete.
I sent it to you lot, didn't I? I was just like, boo,
boo, no. Go away. Hopefully, though, what that means is that it'll drive the prices of stuff down in terms of collector's packs and just normal packs, because there's no chance that you'll have a £2 million card in there.
Yeah, so people won't be frantically buying.
Yeah, because all the collector's packs have sold out everywhere because people are obviously going mad for it because they want to find the one ring. But now it's been found, hopefully, the demand for that's going to go massively down and the prices will go down.
Yeah.
So then, because there's still lots of really, really nice cards, arguably nicer cards, but like you said, someone just hasn't attached a ridiculous value price tag to it.
Exactly.
So, but in terms of, like you said, if they were all just worth the same things, I wouldn't pick the one ring. I'd pick a really cool, I don't know, Aragorn card or something.
Exactly,
do you know what I mean? Like, mad. It's a mad. World's fucking crazy, innit?
The world is crazy, but I do want $2 million.
Yeah.
It'd be nice.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Then we could just do this all the time.
And we could go to WrestleMania when we wanted.
Yeah, whenever. Oh, yeah, that'd be nice. But we could probably pay to be in WrestleMania.
Yeah. Into the podcast. I was thinking this when I was watching the wrestling. I was like, we should form a tag team.
Oh, mate, yes!
Into the pod. Wrestle. I don't know.
The Dudley Boys.
Wrestling the Dudley Boys. And the Hardy Boys.
And
Edge
Boys.
And Christian. In a quadruple, in a fatal four-way. That's it.
Tag fatal four-way.
Tag fatal
TLC.
TLC at WrestleMania in London.
God. What would our finishing move be?
The snack of the week.
Oh my God, he's giving him the snack.
Oh no.
Let's ram one of them gummy bears into someone's mouth.
Instead, like Stone Cold Steve Austin would get the beer cans and chug them together. We'll just get apple milk and pour it on someone
until they vomit. It'd be like Mr. Socko. Remember Mankind's Mr. Socko? It'd be that, but apple milk. Glug, 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 glug.
We could have them all the segments could be out. We could have lots of different ones. You know, the top 5, where you know maybe that could be Jordan.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh my God, they've just delivered the top 5.
Oh my God! Right, so you're in good shape, so you could get away with wearing like boots and speedos.
Oh God, I hate the speedo. Can I have trousers?
What, like a Jeff Hardy look? So like combats.
I was gonna go for the tight trousers, like Edge.
Oh right, okay,
boots and just the like the lycra or whatever.
Okay.
I don't know what they're made of.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, you can have that then, and I'm gonna go probably full like
onesie.
Oh, onesie.
No, as in just like speedo front. Like, who would wear that?
I was thinking more Rikishi.
Okay.
You know, he had like the dress on.
Like but he had like sumo, didn't he? So he had his ass out. Yeah, you could do that.
That's what I want.
Yeah, that'd be good.
It's the best thing about me is my bottom.
Yeah, there you go.
All the ladies like it.
Well, there you go. Might as well flaunt it.
Exactly, mate. So you
that could be us.
Yeah, there you go. Sorted.
And then we could have like, because obviously all our logos and stuff is bright neon pink, so we can have neon pink coloured stuff.
Yes,
which would be awesome. Entrance music could be the opening.
Yeah.
Oh God!
Yes.
Here we come.
Yes, here comes into the pod.
And then
Sam and Ryan's shortest presentation.
Yes. And then we every now and then, you know, if someone has like someone come out with them, like, and they're like, here are your tag team champions into the Sam and Ryan into the podcast. Accompanied by Drew Flanagan.
Yeah, and he just comes out with mustache and his
little guitar. Who just, when we're wrestling, he just sits ringside, and then someone, when the rest are not looking, he'll crack on with the guitar. And then that'll allow us to get the pin. 1, 2, 3, yes! That's it.
Oh my God, Drew Flanagan of Drew Flanagan Music is our manager.
Yeah,
he's our pallbearer.
Yeah.
Who is it now? Who is it that used to be with like Brock Lesnar, but is now with
Paul Heyman.
Paul
He's
a fucking slimy prick.
Yeah, he's been around for so long
as
well.
So long.
He's always been there. He's with Roman Reigns now.
Yes, he is. That's right.
Yeah. That'd be awesome, wouldn't it? That'd be so cool. Would we be faces or heels? So would we be good guys or villains?
I think we'd be good.
Do you think?
I think we would.
Yeah.
Just because, we're cheeky chaps, and I think people love how cheeky we are.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. We've not really got a bad bone in us, and like our wrestling moves be more like tickle, 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 instead of like smashing people. Look, if Logan Paul can do it, we can do it.
Exactly.
And Logan Paul's good at what he does.
Yeah, he is.
Like,
he was at Money in the Bank.
Was he there?
He competed in the for the actual Money in the Bank.
He's good. He's not.
Yeah, he was good. He's like a heel, because everyone hates him.
Is that what he is? Because I know at the time he was very middling. When I watch a lot of like clips just on TikTok, fucking Snapchat, Instagram, that sort of shit, and I could never figure out what he was. Because he's trying to be funny, but then he was going up against bad guys. So I was like, they don't normally put bad guys up against bad guys. Yeah. So I could never figure out what it was.
I think because he's just a guest appearance, I think people have clocked the fact that he's a celebrity coming in. So
of course.
Like they really played on that. So like for Money in the Bank, it was like 6 wrestlers compete and they have to get up a ladder and get the briefcase from that's hanging from the roof to win.
And it's the contract for the belt, isn't it?
Yeah, they get to challenge for the belt whenever they want. So everyone else had to go through like all the other wrestlers, the actual wrestlers had to go through like qualifying stages. So they had to like knock out 2 people to then earn their place. So they very much played on the fact that Logan Paul just turned up, and because he's a celebrity, he just gets to turn up. So it started. He was giving it he came out last, and he's giving it the big un. And then he's in the middle, and then all the other 5 just start beating the shit out of him.
Oh, do they?
So they just beat the crap out of him. He's got some quality moves and stuff. Like he is a bit of a high flying daredevil. So you got to respect that.
100%.
But I like the fact that they're playing on the fact that he's a bit of a dick, and they're playing that, and everyone, even in the wrestlers, play the role of they can't stand him.
Yeah,
because he's just a celebrity prick.
I quite like that, and you know what? I don't like the Paul brothers at all. In fact, I despise them. The fact that he's sort of like, yeah, cool, yeah. His ego ain't got in the way of that. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And
I think that they need to do that because it just wouldn't work. From what I've read, people don't like to be told who to like, basically, do they?
No, they don't, no.
Especially like in wrestling.
But they're very good at just making you like who they want you to like.
Yeah, I think the ones who've struggled with, like, probably Roman Reigns. He's obviously the big wrestler, the main one, but no one really likes him. I think it's because they forced him. He's like, this is the new number 1 guy.
Yeah.
Got to like him. And everyone's like, fuck off.
Well, they just turned him around, didn't they? And go, well, you're a bad guy now. Then.
Yeah, so they just turned it. Well, I'll just play on the fact that you're a bad guy. It could still be the big deal.
Yeah, exactly. You'd still be massive, but just be an egotistical prick about it. Yeah. Everyone will hate you for that, and sorted.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because he was like saying how he hates London and stuff. And
yes, he was.
All the insults are great as well because it's just like proper British, like Roman Reigns is a wanker.
You ate all the pies.
Chanting all that.
What did he say? He was like, everyone from Britain's they're just idiots.
Yeah, they're just idiots.
They're just idiots, man.
What a stupid city.
That's it, stupid city. Yeah, he's lucky he's not here, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking knock him out.
Yeah, we'd fucking give him the
snack of the week.
Fucking top 5.
Yeah, we would.
Yeah.
Right onto our.
What else? What are other moves? What are other segments?
We'd eliminate him.
Yeah.
From the Royal Rumble.
What? Nice. That'd be good. Yeah, we could do that. Oh my God, the Eliminator to eliminate Roman Reigns.
Oh, they won in 60 seconds. This is a recommendation.
Just seamlessly fits.
It's like they created WWE around us, isn't it? It's so weird how it fits so well.
Perfect. It's great.
Oh, right. That's enough WWE. Should we eat some snacks?
Yeah.
We've got something a little bit special here.
Go on.
Right. Okay, so we've actually got some new jingles.
We bloody have.
So Drew Flanagan of Drew Flanagan Music has written some new jingles for us. So we've added a couple of little segments in. So it's going to be very jingle heavy this week, just because we want you people to experience Drew Flanagan, because we love Drew Flanagan.
And his jingles are quality.
Yeah.
And his music's quality.
Exactly.
And he's quality.
And he's quality in every single way. So we're going to get on Snack of the Week, but I just want to say one more thing. You and me as a wrestling tag team.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, wouldn't it be crazy if we had someone who listened to this quite a lot but was really good at graphic design, Goss? That could draw you and me up as a wrestling tag team champion so we could put it online, Goss.
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone, Goss.
Do you know anyone that could do that?
I can't think of anyone, Goss. Draw us, Goss.
I don't know what you're saying.
It's snack of the week. Sing us in, Drew.
Here come Sam and Ryan, listen to them both speak. They've come 2 hours on with their pop culture critique. But are you even a nerd if you don't overread? So come on everybody, it's the snack of the week.
Well, Ryan.
Well,
we're doing it again. We're going spice.
We've got a taste for it now, haven't we?
We have got a taste for it now.
We're hardcore.
So I mentioned these solely because when I watch a lot of, I don't know why I watch people do hot challenges. It's not the fact that it's not entertaining, it's the fact that they're disgusting. And they just ram really hot shit in the face and they're like got snot hanging out their nose and like, they're just very messy with it, aren't they?
Yeah.
They just try eat it quick. But everyone that does a hot challenge, they get Takis involved.
I've never heard of Takis.
Yeah, so I'm assuming it's an American thing. And I'm always like, they just look really tasty, but they're meant to be mega spicy. Always part of these spice challenges, and I'd mentioned them. And then the lovely Charlotte bought us a couple of packs of them. We decided to go for the one that isn't extreme heat.
It's just extreme.
We just went for extreme heat.
Regular extreme heat.
Extreme. But what these are blue heat. So they're standard Takis, but they're blue and they turn your tongue blue.
So what are Takis?
Hot chili
Crisps?
pepper artificial flavoured tortilla chips.
Right,
is
okay.
what they are, my friend. They're a new look, but they're the same intensity, which does not fill me with joy. So what flavours have they got? They've got the crunchy fajita and the fuego. So I thought, fuck it. I'm not scared of these. Whereas I was really scared because these aren't 9 million Scoville units. I just think they're going to be quite spicy.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have a kick to them.
Yeah. So should we get into...
We're starting with them? Or we're starting with...
Oh, do you want to start with the second?
I think we start with the second, you know.
Oh. Actually, they don't smell too bad. Okay, so, and the second snack, because we have to have 2 snacks now, because that's what this has evolved into.
Yeah.
Is for at least... I've got to say about 13 years now, we've been mentioning the pop cakes that I bought from the random foreign shop in town that I bought so long ago that I keep forgetting we've got them. And every week I'm like, well, I've got pop cakes. We can just use them.
They've been on the table quite a few times, but we've always been swapped out because either someone sent us a snack or obviously we decided to do the gummy bear and...
Yeah.
The pop cakes have just been pushed back and back, and I feel really sorry for the pop cakes because they actually look delicious.
They do look delicious, and it's really mental, isn't it? The fact that these aren't being eaten because people keep buying us snacks. Not only people buying us snacks, they're buying us enough snacks to keep us going for 2 a week.
Yeah, that's it. We're on 2 a week now.
So we're just going to keep pushing our luck until we do like, brand new TV of the week, and people send us brand new TVs and shit.
Yeah, that'd be good. Although. Good TVs. We don't want just like little shitty ones.
No, we don't.
So pop cakes. What are pop cakes?
I don't know. I don't speak that language.
What language is it? 'Cause there's a lot of consonants.
Yeah. Would you say this might be an Eastern European country? Maybe.
Quite possibly.
I'm not overly sure because again, I don't read.
It's a lovely pink packaging though, and it looks like a chocolate cake.
It looks like a chocolate cake with cherries in it.
Cherry flavored goo inside.
Yeah, which I'll be honest with you, cherry flavored goo is my favourite kind of goo.
Yeah.
So, hello. I was expecting it to come in like a little wrapper, like a fairy cake would. But it's not. It's just got chocolate on the bottom and top.
Nice. It's kind of like a... What am I thinking of?
What are you thinking of? It's a chocolate cake, really,
like a chocolate cake, but like harder chocolate on top and the bottom.
Yeah.
Almost like a glorified mini roll type thing.
Yes, it is. Yeah. So these are pop cakes from the lovely foreign shop in town.
Yeah.
Thank you for the pop cakes.
Cheers,
Cheers,
pop
bro.
cakes. Wow, that's dry.
No.
Fucking hell.
Can you taste gingerbread as well? Oh my god. Literally, I have no soul left. It sucked my soul in.
Fucking hell.
Have a drink quick. Oh my god. That gooey centre doesn't help for anything, does it?
Oh my god. That is claggy. If claggy has ever been used to describe something, It's the pop cake.
Now, what are them biscuits you get around Christmas time? They're called like Liebel Schneebels or something, but they're all gingery flavoured or cinnamony flavoured. Do you know what ones I mean?
Yeah.
They're like Dutch or something.
I know what you mean, actually.
That's what these taste like, don't they? They've got that cinnamony.
Yeah, not really cherry.
Oh, definitely not cherry. Hell no.
I mean, I'm eating the whole thing. It's quite big.
I'm not. I'm okay with that. Don't hate it.
Don't hate
It's just a chocolate cake that's really dry.
Fucking dry as anything. It's effort. It's like cement in my mouth.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to keep eating it, though.
Oh, yeah.
I like food.
You're already nearly done, mate.
Well, talk about.
Now, you just keep talking while I take a sip of this nice drink to wet my mouth. Keep talking.
It hurts me. Pop cake. Ryan
messaged me at work earlier just with the words pop cake. And I was like, what about him? He's like, nothing. It's just a funny word.
I've forgotten that.
There I was thinking, oh, you've actually thought we're going to do the snack of the week. He's like, no, pop cake. Funny word.
Yeah.
Busy today, mate.
Actually, really was. That's why I couldn't explain anymore. Just messages and pop cake.
Got to get back to work quick.
That's it.
Pop cake, that is all. You were going to town on them crumbs as well, mate.
I'm not eating. I just don't want to put my sleeve in the crumbs.
Again. There you go, mate.
Wow.
Now, happy?
Dry as anything.
Very dry. I only ate half of mine.
Very dry.
Very mid-tier snack.
Mid-tier.
Very mid-tier because there's a bit of a weird aftertaste on it.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping the Takis are going to get rid of that. The spicy Takis. Oh, God, I've just spat chocolate on the microphone.
Yeah, I think I've spat everywhere as well.
Yeah, fuck it. Right, are you ready for a Taki?
Yeah. We wanted to do the pop cakes first because we wanted to enjoy the pop cakes.
Yeah,
because
just
if
in
these
case.
are absolutely rancid.
Yeah. Which I have a feeling they might be.
They don't look very nice.
They're
They're
blue.
very powdery.
Yeah.
They're like little corn chip. Like little, like almost like a tortilla chip rolled up.
Does it tell us of the flavour? It just says hot chili pepper. Extreme heat.
All I can taste is ginger cherry.
What chili? It doesn't say what, just says chili pepper. That's it.
Just blue heat.
That's it, blue heat.
It doesn't smell too bad. It just kind of smells like...
Blue heat, I guess.
What does it smell like? Chili heat wave Doritos.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
That's what it smells like.
Yeah. But it is made with renewable wind and solar energy, which is nice to know.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So should we do a Taki?
I don't know if I should be scared of these.
I'm not scared of them, but I think I'm going to regret that.
I've never... Are we having just one?
No, we can have more. We've got a full packet, mate.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't know if it's... Do we just do one? Is that just tapping out if we just do one?
Well, we do one, we try it, and then we do another, and then we finish the whole packet live on there, because we've got nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, true.
This whole episode was wrestling.
Yeah. And that wasn't even planned either. Yeah, cheers.
Here's to Blue Heat.
Yeah. Quite crunchy.
Tastes quite nice, actually.
Tastes all right.
Spicy. Go on, have another.
It's
spicy-ish.
got a little
twinge.
Twinge. I don't think that's...
Enough to make me, after a few, have a sip of my drink.
That went down quite easily.
Yeah. Probably, I'd say, a little bit spicier than a chili heatwave.
Yeah. Glorified chili heatwave.
Yeah, okay. But bearing in mind, these aren't the standard Takis that are double the strength.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it was quite nice.
Quite nice, right?
Yeah. Well, we'll leave them there because I think we'll snack on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually quite a good snack.
Yeah, I like them.
This is probably my ideal level of spice.
Yeah, mine too.
Like, it's got a kick to it and you can feel it, but it's got quite a lot of flavour. So you know you've had something, but it's not blowing my mouth off. My head off. Blue tongue.
Blue tongue and blue teeth. Yes, mate. Blue fingers.
Yeah. I could eat that whole pack, I reckon.
I don't think I can manage the whole pack.
I'm just going to get one more.
Yeah, go on. That's what they're there for, mate.
Just one more. I'm going to... No, you know what? I'm going to be Daredevil, 2 at a time.
Oh, my God, you fucking mental case. You may as well have that when you've dropped it on the table now. Quickly eat it.
Oh, 3.
You are... Could you imagine? No, 3 is not the number. Tasty. I enjoy Takis.
I enjoy Taki. Next week, double extreme.
Yeah, should we?
Yeah.
Oh, that went down the wrong hole. Excuse me, hold on. Talk while I
I can't look at my fingers.
Quick. I'm talking while Ryan licks his fingers. Okay, again. Oh my God, I just breathed in half a Taki. So next week, we will do double extreme heat Takis.
What are the flavour of them?
More heat.
Not blue heat.
Just not blue. So I think it's just heat. But them ones are extreme. These are just extreme.
They're nice, them.
Yeah, I enjoyed them. They're good. I think we're gonna munch on the rest of that pack. You know.
I think they'll all be gone.
Yeah, they will
by the end of this episode. So apologies for constant crunching.
It's fine. I think they're used to that now, mate.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for the Takis, Charlotte.
Yeah,
and
thank you very much, Charlotte.
Sam for the popcakes 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Okay, should we get one of the new Drew Flanagan singles that is about to hit Radio 1?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So, as you may be aware, we like to give appreciation on this podcast. We like to give credit where credit is due.
Mm-hmm. Share the love.
Yep, to the people that surround us, and just let people know, listen to these people, or go see these people, or speak to these people. They're amazing. That is Into the Podcast Appreciates, or appreciation, or whatever we call it. We're still not come up with an actual name.
Yeah, I
for
ain't got a name for it, have we? Into the Podcast Appreciation Society.
Yeah, all right, fuck it, that. Into the Podcast Appreciation Society. So, Drew Flanagan
rolls off the tongue. Rolls off the blue tongue.
I think it should just be Into the Podcast Appreciates.
Into the Podcast Appreciates.
Can
we get an acronym? ITP.
ITPA.
It's time for ITPA.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Drew Flanagan with ITPA.
Time for conversations with our favourite Caucasians. Sam and Ryan tell us what they might have seen. Time for adulations, appreciations, sending love out to normal folk like you and me.
At the very end of that song, Drew just starts laughing to himself, and I'm not removing that from the song. It's fucking ace. Ryan, how do you find ITPA? What are you thinking of ITPA?
The song or just
the song?
The song is fantastic. It's so good. It's another classic by Drew Flanagan.
Drew Flanagan never fucking fails, does he?
I know, yeah. It's just a little day brighteners, aren't they?
He is.
Just brings a smile to our faces every time.
His little face, his little voice.
Yeah.
His massive dong. But you have the ITPA for this week, don't you?
Yes.
You were thinking then, weren't you?
It's just saying ITPA. like as we were just putting the jingle in, I just turned to you and I was like, why the fuck does anybody listen to this podcast?
Say why the numbers aren't growing.
Shit like this all the time. What the fuck's ITPA?
I wouldn't mind, but like 2 weeks ago we did an Arnold episode and our numbers went really high randomly, and I was like, oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's is it just because we got lucky and people downloaded, or is it the subject matter? Do we need to start being a bit more serious about, actual actors? And then we give you this shit. And we ain't going to stop.
We just had no clue for the last couple of weeks, haven't we? Like, I don't know, ITPA. Like, ITPA and Blue Takis is today's episode.
I might actually call the episode ITPA and Blue Takis. Fuck it, that's the episode name. Yes, thank you, Ryan. And we've got to think about that now.
Yeah.
Right. Into the Podcast does appreciate. And who does Into the Podcast appreciate, Ryan?
Well, we're going full circle here, because do you know who we do appreciate?
I think I know who we appreciate, but why don't you tell the lovely listeners?
We appreciate Drew Flanagan
of Drew Flanagan music.
Yes.
Yes.
You know what? I re-listened to his music. I was re-listening to it yesterday because I'd not listened to it for a couple of months, because he's got, for those that you don't know, Drew Flanagan, he is obviously my cousin. He's our friend. He does all our jingles for us, but he's actually a musician as well. He's in the army, so he does musician alongside that. but he has got a live EP currently out on Spotify, which he released earlier this year, which is just quality. It's just him down, I think, like Live at the Foundry, it's called.
Live at the Foundry, yeah.
And it's some of his songs, section of his songs that he just played live. And so the whole thing's recorded. It's interspersed with like him, just like the patter, it's called, isn't it? Where he's just chatting to the audience and stuff. And he's got a full studio album coming out.
Fucking
whenever. I don't know. We keep pestering him, but it's pretty much done now, I think. It's pretty much all done. We've heard it, or
we have heard it.
Heard most of it in its form. I know it was still going to be tweaked and some of the songs weren't finished, but I am so excited for that.
Me too.
And I know a lot of our listeners absolutely love his music, and I think just like me, we're just waiting for more music. So Drew, please release. We love the jingles, and we're so glad that we've got a couple more jingles to add to this, because they're the highlight of the episode.
Oh, that's why people listen to these episodes.
That's why really listen to them, because our jingles.
For that boy.
Eventually, as well, we said we'll have to release an Into the Podcast jingles album, which maybe we can tag it onto Drew's profile. So like on his Spotify and stuff, it could have like a Into the Podcast album where he's done his jingles and stuff, which is cool. So he's done quite a lot of us, like even random ones like Cocaine Bear and stuff.
Oh, he did do his Cocaine Bear, didn't he?
Random songs he's done for us. But his music's qualities. Please release something more. Release something new. We're ready. We want more. I've listened to the Live at the Foundry a billion times. So yeah,
we're ready for it now.
We're ready for it.
And we've also heard it. We know how amazing it is. So we want it readily available.
It is incredible. It is amazing. Yeah. So yeah, that is. Go on. What are you going to say?
I was going to say, Drew Flanagan, Into the Podcast appreciates you.
Is that what we're going to have now?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to edit that so it's like really beaming and like, like the Eliminator.
Like the Eliminator. Yeah, absolutely. We're not doing the Eliminator at the moment. Yeah. Into the Podcast
appreciates you. So for those of you that just heard me say I'm going to edit that, I'm definitely not going to because I'm too lazy. So pretend that just happened.
Yeah.
And be like, wow, these guys are editing masters.
Oh, pros.
Oh, you know what? I loved it that much. I'm going to go listen to fucking Drew Flanagan music. That's what I'm going to go do.
Drew Flanagan music. He's on all the socials.
He's on all the socials.
I think
he's on
definitely
all
on Instagram.
He's on Facebook. I'm sure
Facebook. He is YouTube.
And then his
Spotify,
music.
Apple Music.
Yeah.
Go check him out. Drew, release some more music, please.
Yeah. And I know what some of you are thinking. Like, sometimes I want to, but I'm really tired. And I'm scared that I might fall asleep. I might fall asleep during the album. I don't want to because I love it. Well, let me tell you something. You could go to www.dubby.gg and enter the promo code Into the Pod to get 10% off the greatest energy drink on that website.
Yes.
Because we're not tired anymore since we've started drinking Dubby Energy.
Full of energy, aren't we?
I'd say, have you had a crash from it yet?
I haven't.
No, because it's crashless.
Crashless.
Remember when we did that episode the other week and you had all that sugar?
Yeah.
You didn't get that from Dubby, mate, because there's no energy in it. No energy? I mean, sugar.
Lots of energy, no sugar.
So much energy. Much energy. So, just go over there, dubby.gg, and that's what I want. That looks lovely. Let's get some of that flavour. Oh, this is how much it costs. No, it doesn't. Not with fucking promo code Into the Pod, mate.
No.
You get 10% off that shit. 10%. And we're only doing this now because we still, again, haven't got time to be writing that. That's going to come another time.
That'll come another time.
We're just going to keep throwing these in. So, dubby.gg / fucking Into the Podcast appreciates you. Hashtag deep voice.
Nailed it.
Easy.
Yeah. Great section.
So I suppose we should get into the crux of the episode, seeing as we are an hour in somehow.
Yeah. We had nothing planned for today, did we?
Nothing planned. We said let's just talk and see what happens. So we have done absolutely feck all, bar watch one of the sexiest men on earth.
Very sexy.
In his new film on Netflix, but we also went back and rewatched the first one, which is Chris Hemsworth in Extraction.
Yeah. Extraction 2 has just last week, the week before.
A couple of weeks ago it came out.
2 weeks ago came out on Netflix.
Something I was very excited about. I watched Extraction when it came out during lockdown.
Yeah.
And I remember it came out whilst I was living at Centre Parks. So it was all very exciting. I was living in this, it was red hot. Obviously, we couldn't do anything to go out because it was smack bang in the middle of the first lockdown. But I was living in gorgeous Centre Parks. I remember I had fuck all to do, but I'll go for walks. And I got back and drink. I drank so much.
Yeah.
I got back one day, it was lovely out. Had the fucking windows wide open, fucking swan just walking in and out my house.
Beautiful,
and,
picturesque.
Yeah, and I just watched Extraction. That's kind of fancy watching a bit of something, and it blew me away.
Yeah.
I was expecting just some bullshit action film that's got a big name in it. That's what I was expecting.
I didn't have a lot of hope for the first one. I like Chris Hemsworth, and Chris Hemsworth's one of those people, one of those actors that I can watch him in anything.
Absolutely.
He's just got that personality, hasn't he? Like he can play a few different characters. Obviously, most people know him as Thor, but he's just watchable. And I think it's because, like, a bit like when we talked about Arnold a couple of weeks ago, they've got that persona, haven't they? And personality, like, beyond just acting. I think everyone he just seems like a lovely bloke.
Oh, definitely. Funny, sweet.
Funny, down to earth, quite family man. He's never really sort of in the media for doing, like, being a dick or anything like that. He just seems like proper genuine bloke. Helps as well that he's a beautiful, beautiful man.
Oh my God, how beautiful is he?
Fuck me, is he shredded. What an incredible body. What was I talking about? All I can think about is Chris Hemsworth just being topless in every Thor film.
I think that was it.
That's just...
Well, whilst she was doing it, I was looking at... Because I thought Joe Russo directed it, but he didn't. He wrote it, didn't he?
Yeah, and they produced it, the Russo brothers.
Yes, so they produced it, and it was directed by Sam Hargrave.
Sam Hargrave, who is primarily, I think he's a stuntman and a stunt coordinator.
Correct.
And that shows in these two films.
God,
they are very heavily... They're action films, but they're not done like cheesy action. There's a couple of cheesy bits, but like if we'll talk about the first one to start with. So the first one, obviously, Chris Hemsworth. For those who haven't seen it, Chris Hemsworth plays a mercenary for hire who's disillusioned with life.
Tyler Rake.
Yeah, because he's lost his son. His son died. His young son. So he's just like. He basically takes on all these jobs, hoping that he's going to get killed.
Yeah, one day he's going to get killed, and he'll be fine.
He doesn't care, so he'll take on whatever job it was because he says he needs money, but really it's because he's fucked basically. Yeah. And the first one's set in India, and the son of a drug lord gets kidnapped by
a bigger drug lord,
the rival, and he says, the boss who's in prison says to his right-hand man, get him back. Do whatever it takes. If you don't get him back, I'll kill your family. And he's like, I can't afford to pay a team to get him back because that would cost more than we've got. It'd destroy our business.
It's a professional team as well. It's not just a mercenary that goes in. Like, it is full surveillance. Yeah. Like, there's a full team that comes with this package.
He hires Chris Hemsworth, the team, and Chris Hemsworth's one of them. He's the main sort of extractor that he's going to go break out this kid and return him. But obviously, the henchman has other plans because he can't afford to pay. So there's a bit of like a double cross. This is all quite early on, I don't want to give all spoilers, but this one has been out for quite a while. What do you think of the action in Extraction?
I think it's incredible. It's very John Wick.
It is very John Wick, isn't it?
It's and I think that's when I first spoke about this film when it first came out. I think that's paving the way for action films now. It's really weird to say, like, but although it's ridiculous and quick and free flowing and it's like choreography, isn't it? Like, it's like a dance.
It is like a dance,
but it feels more realistic that way.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I don't know what it is, like, because they are constantly changing mags. Like the counter punches, all that sort of stuff. It just feels. Although it's way more ridiculous than what you see in other films where they're just slogging at each other. Yeah. This feels more realistic.
That's it. And I totally agree with that. Like the action, like you said, it's still Chris Hemsworth taking on an army, which is what you'd get in like from an 80s action film from like Rambo or like in Commando or whatever. It still feels like that. But like you said, because of the way the action's done, like John Wick, they're using real guns, they're reloading, they're actually aiming down the sights, they're firing it properly. They're obviously been trained how to use these things properly. Whereas, like back in the day in the 80s, it'd be Rambo with a absolutely huge minigun and he'd be firing it from the hip, and he'd never aim once, but he'd kill thousands of people. Whereas at least on this, he gets the shit kicked out of him. They get beat up. It doesn't come without its punishment. It's very similar to John Wick.
Yeah.
He gets his ass kicked, but he keeps going, and that's what makes him like these guys like superheroes. Is the fact that they just keep going. They've got that grit. They're not stopping me. But I love the action, and you can tell it's been done by like a stuntman, directed by a stunt coordinator. Because obviously in the first one they have like a long one-shot piece where it follows him around fighting different people, getting into a car and stuff. So it's a big long action sequence. I think it's about 8 minutes in the first one, and it builds up. Obviously, a bit of storyline in it. There's a few little twists and turns in the first one. I won't give like the big spoiler away, and obviously it culminates in a big climactic battle on the bridge, which is epic.
Oh god, it is epic as well.
It's so cool.
We get David Harbour in this film as well.
Yeah,
and
we
I do love David Harbour.
Yeah. And again, a quite different role for him.
Yeah. But he plays David Harbour.
He plays David Harbour, but he's sort of like a bit of a dick.
Yeah, I quite like it.
Yeah, he is good. How believable do you find Chris Hemsworth as a hard man killer?
Very much so,
Yeah.
It's very weird because he's a pretty boy.
Yep.
He is. And I was actually talking to someone about this last night, and they said Chris Hemsworth's too pretty to be fit. Like, it's too pretty to be sexy for me.
Right.
And I was like, okay, like, not for me.
Yeah,
like,
you're wrong, but...
You're wrong, oh my God, he's fit. But, like, I don't know. I think there's times in these films, and this is going for both of them as well, where I think the one thing that he lacked that that he really would have pushed it that extra notch for me was he may be a hard man, but he is a hard man with a lot of emotion going through the death of a child.
Yeah.
I think if he would have just hit them emotional notes a little bit harder, it would have been perfect to me. Like, his character would have been like, we see it now.
Yeah.
We can, because he is just stern-faced, get the job done, but we know there's torture behind them eyes.
Yeah.
And I just think if he played on that just a little bit more and maybe acted a bit better when he should have been a bit more, somber, a bit more upset, it would have hit harder. But the hard man side of him, the stare that we've got to get from A to fucking B, and we're getting there.
Yeah, and he's believable I think he's very believable as an action hero, because obviously, like I said earlier, most people associate him with Thor, and Thor, especially over the years, has become a bit more comedic and a bit more silly, whereas this, it's going right back to that. No, it's a serious action film, like John Wick. Like you said, it's very stern-faced, going over real trauma. I guess for me, I suppose I didn't mind that, because he's very much like John Wick, like, not feeling those emotions, but I don't think it's because he's not feeling them. It's because I guess he's putting that. And it's probably that training, like as a professional elite soldier, they'd be able to just put that mask on and like, right, I've got a job to do. That's probably why he's always doing these jobs, because it just distracts him.
Yeah, I mean, that's explained a lot more in the second film, which we'll go into in a minute.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think as an action hero, I think he did a ridiculously good job, to the point where films like this, I'm not overly that bothered about sequels and stuff. Like,
the first one worked perfectly, and it sort of ends on a cliffhanger as well.
It does. I don't know. Does it though?
I mean, at the time, it
kind of wraps stuff up, and I remember at the time going, "Wow, I didn't expect that to happen." They've ended it in a way that doesn't normally happen in action films.
Yeah,
which they then undid for a sequel. But when I found out about the sequel, I was like, "Good," because I think they announced that quite early on, because they did very well. It's like straight Netflix like box office.
Like number one most streamed film or whatever at the time.
So I was very much like, okay, they wrapped that up really well. I wasn't expecting how they wrapped it up, but then when I found out they was doing a second that's going to undo it, I was like, I'm okay with that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I loved it that much.
Yeah, I want more of this, more of the same. And I feel like Extraction 2, you might feel differently. I feel like it's just crept out of nowhere. It was sort of like there was a trailer. It's like, oh shit, there's Extraction 2, because obviously that came the first one, like I said, came out in lockdown. It's like 2020, I think it came out.
The first lockdown, it was.
So then very much like it was like, oh, there's Extraction 2's coming out. Forgot about that, and then it just seemed to be out. It's like, oh, Extraction 2's out next week. I was like, oh shit, and this is one film I've been so excited for. Like, I haven't had a big build up, but as soon as they announced it, it was like, oh my God, I cannot wait to watch that straight away.
Exactly the same.
It's like, I'm not going to watch it like, I think it came out on like a Thursday. And it's like, I'm not going to watch it tonight. I'm going to watch it on a Friday when I know I can sit down and enjoy it and not feel like I'm rushing around, because I just want to give it all my attention, not have to worry about how late it is or getting ready for work the next day. And so me and Claire watched it on Friday night. I think the first Friday it came out. How did you find the second one?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, preferred number one.
I preferred number one.
I did, but that doesn't take any merit off the second one. I think they went bigger and harder on the second one.
Yeah.
Which, if I'm honest, that's probably why I liked the first one, because somehow this massive film that was Extraction 1 and like the scale of it seemed quite minimalistic compared to the second one in a way.
Yeah.
Because he was like, in the first one, it was kind of like a one-man army, whereas in this one, there's still more to him and a bigger team and stuff.
Yeah. And
go on, sorry.
I was just going to say, I totally agree. Like the first one, it felt a little bit like, apart from like, I know there's like a lot of big action, but it was sort of like, apart from the climactic battle on the bridge, even then it was very much like a hit and run. It's like, he's not just in this mass fight it's like he's trying to get away. Like the first one, like it's like you're trying to hide, and it's not just like, oh, I'm gonna take on thousands of people for the sake of it. It didn't feel like that, or like this massive scale. I know what you mean. It was still like a massive film, but it felt like it was like a small operation. I know what you mean.
Small operation. He's lost his team. He needs to get the fuck out of there. Whereas this one, there was a team behind him. You know, there was safe houses to get to, and there was checkpoints in a way.
Yeah, and it's sort of. This one to me felt like if I hadn't have seen the first one, or even if I'd seen the first one, if you had renamed this Call of Duty Extraction 2.
That was going to be my next point. This is a fucking Call of Duty film.
A Call of Duty film.
Through and through.
Yeah.
The fucking backdrop for everything.
Yeah.
All the different places they go. They go to fucking airports. They go to hangars.
They
go
to prison.
The underground of a prison, which is exactly like the castle in Warzone.
Yeah.
You know, everything about this film is Call of Duty, which is why I fucking love it.
So
the action is amazing. The bad guys look amazing. They're quite Bane-esque in a way.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was my point.
Literally, it is Call of Duty. I was watching, especially the second one, especially. I felt like this is just Call of Duty. You got heavily armored guys that are coming in.
Yeah, you got
fighting in the city. It just felt like I was watching Warzone. Like choppers would turn up, but then people would blow them out of the sky.
They're sat on the side like they are in fucking Warzone.
Yeah, and then like he's got like I said, like it felt like a mission in Call
on the train.
Like, so then they get to like a checkpoint. There'd be a couple of guys in their team that are not characters, but like you would in Call of Duty. It's like, oh, we've got a couple of NPCs here, help them fight, or they're dead. But it doesn't matter because they're not actual characters.
Yeah.
And then the main characters carry on.
Yeah.
And there's a few more of his team involved this time that had much bigger roles, recurring characters from the first one. So it was the same team, the brother and sister. But yeah, like it literally felt, especially because it was Georgia, wasn't it? It was set. So it felt like sort of like, stereotypical Eastern European bad guys from Call of Duty or whatever.
Yeah.
The whole thing, if they renamed it Call of Duty, this would have been one of the greatest video game adaptations of all time.
Ryan, I 100% agree with you, mate. Everything I was watching, it was one of those films that made me put my phone down.
Yeah.
I'm a bugger for having my phone out. I'm always texting some fucker. This made me put the film down and be like, I was just mesmerized.
Yeah.
Thinking, oh my God, like I was playing this 3 hours ago with Ryan.
Yeah.
Like I remember us going down these tunnels, having this fight. And
I was literally thinking like, oh my God, what guns he got? I think he's got an M13B with a silencer. And I want to set up my gun class just to be like his. And like, it literally, it just felt like that, and I loved it for it. That didn't take anything away from it for me. If anything, that enhanced it. Because,
like you said, if it was a Call of Duty film, it'd be a great adaptation.
Yeah.
A great adaptation.
Absolutely. Yeah. He could just be a character from Call of Duty.
Could be anyone, couldn't
it? But equally, on the flip side, I was thinking this today. I was like, I really hope they bring out a Tyler Rake skin for Warzone.
Yes,
could you imagine? So you could play as his character on Call of Duty. That would be an insane crossover.
Let's be honest, mate. Everyone would have it.
Everyone would have it.
Just a bunch of Hemsworths running around fucking Vondell.
I'd be okay with that.
Oh, me too.
It'd be so cool.
It'd be like when we was playing. What do you call it?
Dead by Daylight. Dwight Fairfield.
Oh my God, Dwight! Oh my God, it's Dwight! Oh my God, it's Chris Hemsworth.
I love it, but yeah. Obviously, this one, like you said, it's trying to do things bigger and better. So, like, obviously, they said they had the 8-minute one shots. So those that don't know, one shot is just it's one continuous shot. So the camera doesn't cut to anything. The camera just follows the characters round, and it's just continuous. So it feels like someone's just, following the actors round with a camera, really. I think this one, it's 21 minutes.
21 minutes
the
of
one shot. And it goes through some insane action sequences. So like Chris Hemsworth set on fire at one point.
I love that. And he's just punching
people with a
fist.
flaming fist. I was trying to watch it throughout. I was like, in some of the sequences, I was like, is that Chris Hemsworth? Because it's some insane fighting. And I was like, surely it's got to be a body double. And I couldn't work it out for some of them. I know that they've come out and said that he did the vast majority of his own stunts.
Yeah.
But it looks just like him. It's not not like the old school action films where it's so painfully obvious.
Like Rambo jumping off the fucking cliff.
God, yeah.
It's just some bloke with a wig that's half falling off.
Yeah. So even if it is, it's very believable. But yeah, bigger and better. Definitely the story was not as good. The story felt a little bit forced for me.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Trying to get the whole family connection in there didn't really work for me. I was a bit like, okay, that just feels crowbarred in. But it didn't matter. You're not watching this film for the story. You're watching it for the incredible action sequences and for seeing Chris Hemsworth. But what I love about these films is Chris Hemsworth is a beautiful man, like we said, and he's got massive sex appeal, but they don't play on that in this. No. It's not like in every
He's actually quite skinnier in this, isn't he? Because he's lost a lot of weight.
He's just lean because he's like...
He's lean, but he's lost a lot of weight, hasn't he? Because of what happened to him in the first one.
Yeah.
He comes back, he's not as huge. Yeah. And there's certain scenes where you can tell they've put a baggy shirt on him to maybe hide
or
some of the muscle.
Maybe CGI reduced his like muscle a little bit and stuff. But I feel like this is probably Chris Hemsworth at his normal weight compared to when he's training for Thor. But there's no shots like I said, like in every Thor film, they have to have the sexy shot where he's got no clothes on. There's none of that in this, really. It's very much like he's
him being a badass. He's constantly on the move.
Yeah.
And that's it. I want to bring the tone down ever so slightly to maybe something that's a little bit more depressive.
Go on.
But this, so there's part of the film that really spoke out to me, So, and this might be a bit of a spoiler, and I'm sorry if it is, but again, storyline isn't the main force of this film. So it explains Tyler's child dying.
Yeah.
Kind of in a way. And so I'm going to spoil this, I'm sorry, but the idea is his lad passed away of cancer.
Yeah.
And they explain, it's such a fucking good scene because this is where I'd like to have seen him break down. This is what I was talking about. Where his ex-partner's there and she's like, why? Why did you keep going to missions? Why did you keep going to missions? And he's like, well, I had orders, I had this. And then he's like, I just fucking couldn't, okay? And basically the idea of, I couldn't stand by and watch my child die.
Yeah.
And this is going to sound really depressive. I have had that internal thought in my own head. Like, it's a weird thing. Like, I got told this quite early on by a counselor, actually. Like, when you have a kid, a lot of people go through this sort of like, this worry of, are you looking after him enough? And you overthink things. And I have thought this before. If my child had a terminal illness, where would my head be? And I've had thoughts of like, if the fucking something was to happen and the world was to end, would I want it to be here with me and to watch her suffer?
Yeah.
Do I want to see that? And like, it really spoke to me because I have had sleepless nights where I can't get these thoughts. I mean, it's not happened for a long time, but where I've not been able to get these thoughts out of my head in recent times where I have gone through like depression and stuff, where I've struggled with that internal battle. So to see that on the screen, and that's just why I wanted to see him break down that little bit more.
Yeah.
Because when he said, I just fucking couldn't, like he broke ever so slightly.
Yeah, he did,
And I shot up. I was like, here it comes. And I was waiting for the breakdown and he just kind of calmed himself down immediately and went back into role.
Yeah.
I'd like to have seen that because that scene, solely for me, just because, things I've mental issues I've had in the past, mental health concerns I've had in the past and stuff that really spoke to me.
Yeah.
It's something that I've been through and I've spoke about. And I don't know, there was just something there. I was like, please, Chris, please.
You almost want that to be able to relate to, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, but
I
did relate to it as a scene. But I don't know, I wanted to see that breakdown just ever so slightly, even if it was a fucking just a second more.
Yeah.
Because it's such a good scene.
It is, yeah.
And they play on that, because all you see in the first film is flashbacks of him holding his kid's hand on the beach.
That's it. Yeah.
So in the first one, you get this idea that maybe his child was murdered, like
or drowned or
like
something,
a Frank Castle type thing, in The Punisher, and this is why he does what he does.
I think they do mention it in the first one. I think it's when he starts getting forms that attachment with the kid he's rescuing.
Oh,
he does.
Shit,
he does. I think it's in the bedroom.
Yeah. So there are deep scenes in these films. It's not just 100% action. But yeah, I think you're right. I think when it comes to storyline, crowbarred in a bit. Okay, let's talk about bad guys. Number 1 versus number 2. Who's scariest? Who's best?
Well, the bad guy in the first one ends up being the good guy as well. Because, you've got different bad guys in the first one, haven't you? You've got the drug dealer bad guy. But
I'm talking about the main bad guy, not the guy who is kind of in the internal battle of if I don't do this, the kid's going to die.
Right. Okay. So you mean like
the big boy calling the shots.
So like the drug dealer, drug lord,
the
or
guy
whatever.
who owns the police.
He's a bit of a non-entity.
I don't know. You see, I quite like him because that terrifies me. The thought of a guy that is that big, he owns everything, and he was such a slimy piece of shit that wouldn't get a single bit of dirt under his nail.
Yeah, he doesn't get his. Does he get a comeuppance? I don't think he does.
He does, yeah.
How does it end?
Taking a piss at the end.
Who gets him?
The woman, his Tyler's partner.
Does she?
Yeah, he goes for a piss and he turns round and she's just stood there looking amazing because she's such an attractive lady, and she just smiles.
Is that a post-credit scene?
No, it's very end of the film, and she just pops a bullet in him.
Oh, I can't remember that.
Yeah.
So
because I hate that type of bad guy. The slimy, you won't. Whereas in number 2, he is the fighter.
He's the hands-on. Yeah,
he's doing everything. Yeah. Whereas number 1, that's the type of guy you hate. He makes you feel something.
Oh yeah,
me.
I get that.
You piece of shit. You want to fight? Get in there and fucking fight.
Well, it's the one I hate is the actual from the first one is the colonel of the army who's under his control. Who's the sniper? Because he you
slimy
sneaky bastard,
prick of the fucking week.
Just fuck off, mate. Yeah.
Glad he got popped and all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I absolutely love the main Indian character, Sarju, he's called, from the first one, who starts off as the bad guy and then like his allegiance changed because obviously he's the one, he's been blackmailed by his boss, like save my kid or your kid will die. Yeah. He's a great character and he's fucking badass as well.
Yes,
he's just as badass as Tyler 8, Chris Hemsworth's character. And that was cool to see as well because it was quite nice again because like even in like Call of Duty or all these games we play or all these Hollywood films, it was actually really nice to be set somewhere different, totally different. I think that's why I love the first one because it's in India. Yeah. So like he's Indian Special Forces, this guy, which is really cool to see. It was like different rather than always being like American Special Forces. Like I know again Tyler Rake's obviously Australian, so again, which is quite nice. So it's not just America, you know what I mean?
For once,
and like fighting like the Russians or whatever. So that's why I think again the setting for the first one is I preferred that to like the second one just felt a little bit more generic. Not that's not a major.
No,
I'm nitpicking here. Do you know what I mean? I still loved the setting. I thought the bad guy was great. He was
scary.
I know. And again, I've never seen him before, but what was quite nice, I clicked on his profile after the film. He is like a Georgian actor.
Oh, is he?
So that's quite cool. I think a lot of them are actually from Georgia, so playing like this Georgian family and stuff. So that was quite cool. But they've already announced Extraction 3.
They have. I mean, they left this one on a real cliffhanger.
Yeah, this one, they set it up for the third one straight away, didn't they?
Yeah, I'm not overly sure how I felt about Idris Elba. I think they shoehorned in Idris Elba to say Idris Elba's in this film. That's the only reason he's in it.
Yeah. But they didn't play on that much. It wasn't in like the trailer or anything like that.
But it's kind of like, Idris Elba comes at me and he's like, nah, I didn't get that.
Yeah.
I'll put a cup of tea on. And you're like, oh, shut up, Idris. I like Idris Elba.
Yeah.
And then at the end where he's like, I've got a fucking other job for you. Or whatever. And you're just like, we get it. It could have been anybody.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just Idris Elba. And I don't know whether... I don't know what it is about that. I'm just like, there's no need for it to be Idris Elba. It could be anybody.
Yeah.
Ian McShane, because I love it when Ian McShane
Ian McShane, yeah. There's literally the proper John Wick crossover.
Get Ian McShane in there, let him do it. Yeah. Everyone will be like, oh my God.
I didn't mind that, and I didn't mind the fact that it was literally a glorified cameo, because at one point I thought, is he going to turn up and be like badass as well? But that could be happening like the next one and stuff, which would be cool, because he's a cool guy, Idris, and he can be. I think he'd be believable as an action guy,
especially with his name being Luther in this as well. That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, weird. He's wearing a red tie all the time. Yeah, there was some cool other characters in this one as well. I thought, like, the brother and sister, they were really cool.
Loved that combo.
They were great. And again, what was quite nice is, like, it wasn't like the brother in particular, he's wearing like his fancy shirt, like silk shirt and stuff, and he's like, in the first one, he's got a very small role. He's like the helicopter pilot, isn't he? Yeah. He's like sort of overseeing operations and so you don't think he's ever going to be the action guy, but then he gets suited and booted in this.
Well, it's because everyone else is dead.
Yeah, but like he's prepared to muck in, like, and he's believable as that. To say he's like, actually, compared to Chris Hemsworth, he's tiny, really. He's not this big hench guy, but he was badass in his totally different way, just like the sister was badass in her own way.
She's so good.
Yeah, so like the order brought something a little bit different, which was really cool.
Which is what you need in the Call of Duty film.
They're literally all Call of Duty characters, all of them.
Literally, they're all skins we'd buy.
Yeah, I would buy them all. So Call of Duty, we know you're listening. Activision. And Netflix, make this crossover happen, please, because you could both make a lot of money just off me and you, Sam.
Literally, we'll buy everything.
We'll buy them all.
We'll buy it all.
We love a skin.
Oh my God, the finishing move could be the flaming fist.
The flaming fist, nice, yeah. Ooh, boom!
That scene's so good. That prison scene is ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's awesome. That goes from 0 to 1,000 like that.
Yeah, I found myself going a little bit. Like, I don't know why. I don't know if it's the thought of like, if things go wrong there, you're fucked.
Oh,
I like the fact that he's literally on his own against potentially thousands in an Eastern European sort of prison as well.
Yeah.
That's not like a prison over here. That is serious. Yeah. Like, you will get fucked up.
Yeah.
So I was like a little bit nervous for him. I felt like I was on the edge of my seat during that whole sequence.
Yeah. But what I really liked about it as well was to start off with, Tyler, he tries not to like kill the prisoners.
Yeah.
So like there's a scene where they're all sort of coming from, but it's just fighting them away. He gets away, and then there's another scene outside where again he's fighting them away and he's threatening them with guns, and then one by one they come and he's punching. Then he realizes that isn't working, so he starts like shooting them at the legs, he's taking their like hamstrings out and stuff, and then it just goes balls to wall, and you can see in his face like, this isn't working. Pop, 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 taking heads off.
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
Like, I can't do anything else. You're all fucked.
Yeah,
and he just goes after hundreds. Then
I know, and I
just really like that stepping stone of, I don't want to kill anyone else. That's not why I'm here. I'm going to have to injure some people.
But he'll do what it takes.
You're dead. I need to get out.
Absolutely. I think what was good as well is they brought the team in more in this one, which, Chris Hemsworth can carry the film on his own, and he did the first one.
Yeah.
But by bringing in the team, there's then the threat of like, because the cool characters that I was rooting for the brother and sister, and I was like, I don't want anything to happen to them, but they are fair game.
Of course, they're fair game.
I mean, where it's like Chris Hemsworth's going to make it, even if he dies, it'll be right at the end of the film.
Yeah.
So, when it's like one of these action sequences, which early on, it's an action film right from the start, you're thinking, oh, I don't want them to die. I don't want, so that's where I guess your threat comes from. Like, oh my God, what's going to happen?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Especially like, the first one proved that anything can happen to any character in this world.
And I love films like that anyway. Where everyone's fair game.
Exactly.
You've got in this day and age where we've had, I mean, I've never seen it, but I know Game of Thrones is massive for it.
Exactly.
Like where nobody's safe.
I still get
that.
Need that.
We need that.
I still get that with like TV shows and films now, where I'm a bit like, is this guy going to walk around the corner and just get stabbed, or is he just going to get his head blown off?
Well, The Departed did it perfectly for that, didn't they?
Exactly.
Where he's come around the corner, bang, dead.
Bang.
What?
And you're like, what the fuck
has just happened?
Yeah. So yeah, great film. Definitely watch it. I can see why it's like number one on Netflix. It's a film just like the first one. I'll happily just watch time and time again, whether to stick on in the background or to sit and watch every single second of it. It'll be that type of film for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely love it. Keep bringing out more of them. It's sort of, if they do it right, just like John Wick, keep bringing out more and more.
Yeah,
I will happily watch more and more because they try and get bigger and better, which doesn't always work, but just another, like a Call of Duty, just another mission, just more of the same.
Show us your missions. Show us how you're probably going to die but won't die.
Yeah.
And the bad guy fighting the same level as you. And
awesome action sequences. Yep. That's all we want. And just churn out more and more.
Couldn't agree more, my friend. Now, that ends our chat on Extraction 1 and 2. We was going to end it there, but the boy who we appreciate the most today, Mr. Drew Flanagan, has also done the top 5 jingle for us, which we've been asking for a long ass time.
Very long time.
So we said we would quickly just blast through. It's not going to be a massive chat, but quickly blast through our top 5 Chris Hemsworth films.
Yep.
So, Drew, baby, sing us in. There is another fantastic jingle by Drew Flanagan. The lyrics in that one, I think, hit me the most. I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's really deep. Like a lot of his songs, they tell a story.
They do tell a story, and I think that kind of explains that we're about to do a top 5 in the best way possible.
In lots of ways. There's lots of layers to it.
Oh, very much so, yeah.
And it's going to take us a long time to fully unpick that, I think.
So. But I think if every time we do a top 5, if we just have a little bit of a chat, we might be able to get to one more layer of that onion.
Yeah. And I'm sure the listeners will pick up on different things from it as well, different little nuances and subtleties. So if you pick up on anything, listeners, please let us know. Just send us a message.
Yeah, I'm gonna take next week off work as annual leave so I can keep up with the inbox this week, I think.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
There's gonna be a lot of chat and we can talk about it next week. So cool. So top 5. Chris Hemsworth.
Thor 1, Thor 2, Thor 3.
Well, I'll go first, and we may as well say, since we've done it, is Extraction. Extraction 1 for me.
Extraction 1 for me, I've got on my list. Yeah, we've talked about it earlier. Absolutely quality action film.
Yeah.
A modern day action film is what it feels like, but throwbacks to the awesome 80s action. Tyler Rake, he's up there with your John Wicks for 100%.
me. 100%. Couldn't agree more. You next. Do the other one that we both have.
Thor Ragnarok.
There we go.
The greatest MCU film ever, as proven by Into the Podcast.
Eliminates. Into the Podcast eliminates you.
Like, not you, Thor Ragnarok.
Not
though.
You, Thor. You're staying.
You staying.
You're going to make a top 5.
Your top 5. Yeah.
We're not going to say anything.
I'm not going to say anything more. If you want to know what we think about Thor, go listen to the last 3 months worth of episodes.
Next one for me is a film I know you've not seen, and if you listeners have never seen it, it is fucking phenomenal. I have gone for Bad Times at the El Royale.
Oh, I really want to see it. Is Jeff Bridges in that?
Is Jeff Bridges in? Yes. John Hamm's in it, isn't he?
I've never seen it. Tell me about it.
Hold on 1 second. Let me just Google who is in this, because it is a star-studded cast. Bad Times at the El Royale. Jeff Bridges. Oh, God, I don't want to load now. Here we go. Jeff Bridges, Dakota Johnson, John Hamm, Hemsworth, Callie Spaney, Lewis Pullman, Nick Hoffman.
Big cast.
Oh God, yeah, it's
even I can see the poster of it, and it's one of those where it's got every character and all the big names,
just with the El Royale sort of sign below it.
I mean, I love Jeff Bridges anyway, so anything with him in.
Oh, definitely. So it's set in like late 1960s, early 70s, something like that. Set around the El Royale Hotel. 4 strangers, for their own fucked up reasons, end up in this hotel.
Right.
That it kind of, I don't know, who fucking directed this? Because it's got a very Tarantino feel to it. So it's Drew Goddard that did it, but it's got that Tarantino feel of everyone's backstory is all amazing and they're all there for 100% different reasons.
Right.
And it is all just fucks up and it comes to this amazing conclusion at the end. Chris Hemsworth plays a sexiest fuck cult leader.
Okay.
That's just kind of got there. This egotistical cult leader. He is outstanding in it. They play on the sex appeal. Big time.
Okay.
But honestly, if you've not seen this film, it's a long one. I think it's about 2.5 hours 2.5 hours long.
I will definitely watch this.
This was the best film of the year. When was it come out? 19, was it?
Ooh,
I think it
2019 or something, yeah, I think.
18, came out in 18. This was the best film of 2018 by a fucking country mile, mate.
Nice.
So I don't know what it's on, but find it and watch it.
I will definitely find that and watch it.
Go.
I've gone for a film that I know you haven't seen, which actually, apart from the 2 Avengers films, I think is his highest rated film, and it's Rush.
Yeah, I have never seen this.
So Rush is a biopic, I would say is the right word, isn't it? Which is about James Hunt and Niki Lauda.
I fucking have seen this film. With, what's his face? Who plays Niki Lauda?
It's Daniel Bruhl.
Yes, I have seen this film. This film is insane.
It's so good, isn't it? So he plays, obviously...
This is in mine. I've got rid of the last one.
Okay. So obviously it's about Formula One. I'm not a Formula One fan. I don't know a lot about it. I don't know a lot about the history. Going into this film, I didn't know anything about them, really. And obviously he plays James Hunt, who's very famous, sort of like... Correct me if I'm wrong, but he's
bad boy of Formula One.
Yeah, he's like boozer, like womanizer, sort of like a rock star of Formula One. So it's all about them and their rivalry, and it's a Ron Howard film. It's quite a serious film, but it's good fun.
Yeah,
it's got that great balance of it's telling a story. You go through a big journey with these characters. It's got some awesome scenes, but it's quite emotional at times as well. It's a great mix of everything. I think they pull it off really well. And Chris Hemsworth, playing obviously a real person, and he's not larger than life in a different way. And I think he really pulls it off. He's got that charm and that swagger, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Great film.
Yeah,
loved it.
It is outstanding. You know what? When I saw the trailer, I was like, I'm definitely not seeing this. I've seen another Formula One film, but I can't remember what it's called. Then I was like, shit, I have seen this film. Yeah, it's so good. I really love. He plays James Hunt so well. Just this egotistical, boozy player. Niki Lauda's obviously I'm going to be the greatest in the world. He works hard. He trains. None of that. He's in bed by 7 every night to get a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
So that rivalry is insane. Great pick. That's on mine as well.
It's really good. It's actually currently on IMDb. It's ranked the 221st greatest film of all time.
Wow.
So that's how highly rated it is, critically acclaimed. Go watch it. It's one of them that people forget about. I forgot that he was in it.
Yeah.
Because it's one of them that 2013 film, so it's 10 years old now. This is the thing with Chris Hemsworth. He's actually done more than you think.
Oh, yeah.
And he's done some quite different stuff, but he just gets thought of as Thor.
Yeah, of
because
course.
Obviously he's played Thor, how many times? 4 Thor films, 4 Avengers films.
Yeah.
And he's done guest appearances in other films.
Other bits. So,
but you're talking 8 feature films as Thor.
But he's actually,
crazy.
So
go on then, what's your next one?
Right, okay, so this will be my last because Rush is going in. I did knock off Red Dawn for that.
I've not seen Red Dawn.
I really enjoy Red Dawn, it's a bit silly. Like, I've never seen the original. But I remember watching this being like, what is this film? How have I never heard of Red Dawn? This is ridiculous. Just walking around, here's fucking North Korean paragliders or whatever taking over the world. Like, what
it's a remake, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just very weird. I've never seen it. Really loved it. But completely left wing it. I've gone for Spiderhead.
Oh, really?
As films go, it's a very averagely good film. You know what? It's what it is. I just really like his performance in it.
Yeah,
I think he's a cheeky chappy who we know is a bad guy. I think his chemistry with Miles Teller is very good. I just really enjoy him. And every time I think of Spiderhead, I immediately think of him.
Right, okay.
And his character.
Yeah.
So it stuck with me, Spiderhead.
I still need to see that, because that was one of his new ones. Was it like a couple of years ago? Year, was it?
Yeah. So I'd probably say 2 years ago, maybe.
Last year?
Oh, was it last year?
2022.
Okay. So I'm not going to say the best film on earth, because it's really not. It's just an enjoyable watch.
Yeah, I do need to watch it. I meant to watch it when it first came out.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that's how many have we done?
So that's 5 for me, because I added Rush. So you probably have 2.
Have you done 5?
Yeah.
Have you got Extraction?
We both had. Ragnarok we both had. Rush we both had. Bad Times for me, and Spiderhead.
Oh, so I've only done 3.
3, yeah. It's just because I added Rush last minute.
Right,
so
okay. So another easy one for me to get in there. Again, very different film, and perhaps one of his earlier ones, 2011. I've gone for The Cabin in the Woods.
It was between Red Dawn and Cabin in the Woods as my 5th. I fucking love that film.
So it's such a good film. So for those that don't know it, because I don't think it's that well known, really. A lot of people know it, but like... It's a bit of a cult film. So I'll read you the synopsis, shall I?
You need to.
5 friends go for a break at a remote cabin where they get more than they bargained for, discovering the truth behind the cabin in the woods. It is a horror film, horror thriller, I would say. And it's very much a throwback to things like Evil Dead, where 5 friends are like sort of like, I don't know, college kids or university kids as it would be over here. They go over and stay in a cabin in the woods and things take a turn for the worst. But I'm not going to give the twists away because...
But it's a twist.
It's a great twist. So it's a horror film, but it's got comedy elements to it. Yeah. It's not a scary horror film in the slightest. Do not be put off if you don't like scary horror films. It's not that. It's it's a 15. It's got some scares, but it's more playing on all those horror tropes.
Yes,
that's
what it was, wasn't it? It was, what horror tropes do we have? Let's take the piss out of them in a semi-comedy, semi-serious horror.
Written by Joss Whedon. I know obviously he's quite controversial character now, but nonetheless a fantastic writer.
Yes.
And he plays it so well, and there's lots of twists and lots of turns. You will not ever see where this film is going.
No, you wouldn't.
It's pure enjoyment. And Chris Hemsworth character, he plays... he's the jock of the friends. He's like the beautiful one. He's got the beautiful girlfriend.
The motorbike.
But again, he plays on the tropes because I think they even say it in the film, like, he's a lovely bloke. Normally the jocks are dickheads and they're like the bullies and like they're putting the other girls down or like flirting with the girls or putting the blokes down. Whereas he's just like a smart guy. He's like the jock, but he's also reading all these like science papers and stuff. And like everyone's just like, you should be a dick, but you're just lovely.
Yeah,
like,
they completely flip it on the head.
They flip it on his head. So he plays that really well because he could so easily have just played that generic dickhead, arrogant jock. But like I said, the whole film that's an example of what this film is like. It's just taking all those elements that you get, the stereotypical stuff, and flipping them.
Yeah.
And it's such a fun film.
I am definitely watching that film this week.
Yeah.
I've seen it 100 times, but it's a go-to, isn't it?
Yeah.
You go back to that all the time.
It's so good. Definitely watch that, The Cabin in the Woods. For my 5th one, I've really struggled because there's actually lots of different films that he's in, and I like lots of films for different reasons. So I've got a few honourable mentions here.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why I'm not picking them. So 1, Star Trek.
Yeah, of course.
Great film. Obviously the remake of Star Trek. So it was 2009, I think it was.
Was he only in that one?
He's only in that one. He's only in that one. So he plays James Kirk, the main character. He plays his dad, and it's in a prequel scene right at the start of the film. So he's a very small role. First thing I ever saw him in, because he was a nobody really at that time. He was an up and coming actor, but he had quite a memorable scene. He's very heroic, and he sets the standards for his son, and he sets his character on his way. I'm not putting that in my top 5, even though I think that film is worthy of being in the top 5 as a film. Because we're doing Chris Hemsworth films.
Yeah, of course.
I don't think...
He's more of a cameo than anything.
He's more of a cameo. It's a small role. He's memorable in it. He's really cool, but it's not a Chris Hemsworth film, if that makes sense. Similarly, I'm not putting A Perfect Getaway in there because I spoke about that before. It's a thriller. It's a really cool film. I really like it. It's about 3 different couples. Timothy Olyphant is the main, Mila Jovovich, Steve Zahn. He plays the outcast sort of couple that you suspect, and it's like, oh, they're a nasty piece of work. And it's quite a different role for him because he's quite intimidating in it.
Yeah.
But again, he's only a small part of that film, and I wouldn't class, even though he's dubbed as like, it's the 3 couples, his screen time is very minimal.
Right.
So again, I love that film. But again, I'm not classing it as Chris Hemsworth one. Another one, In the Heart of the Sea. I don't know if you've seen that.
Never seen it,
So obviously that's based on, is it Moby Dick?
I'm assuming so.
So it's another Ron Howard film who did Rush. So it's the events that inspired Moby Dick.
Okay, yeah.
So that again, I quite like that because it was a bit more of like a take, like a epic take, like a serious film. It's a serious Chris Hemsworth film. We were looking at pictures earlier, weren't we? Because he lost a load of weight for it. He's quite skinny in it. So it's quite nice to see him sort of put himself out there a little bit. The film itself was all right. It was okay. It wasn't that memorable. Even though it's got an insane cast. You know, just looking at this list, like Chris Hemsworth, Cillian Murphy, Brendan Gleeson, Bren Whishaw, Tom Holland. You know, it's unreal cast. I think my problem is I've only seen it once.
Okay, yeah.
So if I was to watch it again, I'm saying it might go further up the. It might make the top 5.
Yeah.
But the one that I am going to put on there, which is probably going to be very controversial because most people don't like it, I'm putting Snow White and the Huntsman.
Oh yeah. I was so scared you was going to say Men in Black International then.
I've not seen Men in Black International. I've not seen Ghostbusters. I've not seen quite a few of his other ones.
I hate that Ghostbusters film. Come at me, internet. I'm not a fucking sexist. It's a shit film. I actually didn't mind him in it.
Yeah.
Because of the whole, he plays the bimbo.
Yeah,
They spin that on the head. But I actually think he was okay in it. I was expecting it to be a bit cringy, but he did all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can believe, I'm sure I've seen interviews and stuff with some of the cast of that, and they're all like, again, saying those sort of things, like a bit like what we're saying about his role in Cabin in the Woods. I think they almost expected, Chris Hemsworth, he's a pretty boy. He's, look at him. He's beautiful. He's got the body of a fucking god.
Yeah,
he's going to be a dick in real life, but they're all like, he was the loveliest man.
Yeah,
like,
he's so sexy and so lovely.
He's just got it all. Like, he's just the perfect man. No, I'm going for Snow White and the Huntsman, which is obviously a fairly serious take on Snow White, so it's like a bit of a dark twist. It feels more like it's trying to be like Lord of the Rings. It's got, again, it's the same cast, Kristen Stewart, Charlize Theron, Sam Claflin, Ian McShane, and obviously Chris Hemsworth. I love that sort of fantasy epic though.
Yeah,
Lord of the Rings is my jam. I think like Ray Winston and people are in it as well, playing like the dwarves. It's just, I like that action, like the action sequences. For me, that's my type of film.
Yeah.
I know critically it was panned. I've not seen the second one because that's just called, is that like the Huntsman Winter's War? Because
something like that.
Kristen Stewart doesn't return in that one as Snow White because I think she had an affair with the director of the first one, so she basically wasn't invited back for the sequel. So they had to drop Snow White. So it's just the Huntsman. So it's just like Chris Hemsworth's the main character playing the Huntsman. Again, I've not seen that film for years, but I'd like to rewatch it.
So is that the guy that she cheated on Arpats with?
Yeah.
And now Arpats is with my girlfriend.
Daisy Jones from Daisy Jones. What's she called? Suki Waterhouse.
Yeah. He did all right there.
Thank
God she cheated.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, he's done some quality films, and like I said, there's lots of cool films that people should definitely check out. Because I bet you speak to most people that won't have seen Rush or The Cabin in the Woods or In the Heart of the Sea. All these different films, or Bad Times at the El Royale. Don't just watch Thor.
Yeah, the guy is good.
He's good, and he has got a bit more range than we give him credit for.
And you know what? He's so sexy.
He's so sexy, and he's so beautiful. I'm just looking at some of his films that he's got coming up that haven't been released. Obviously, Extraction 3 we talked about.
Yeah,
very exciting. He's playing Hulk Hogan in a Hulk Hogan biopic.
I remember they announced that in lockdown.
Yeah,
first lockdown. They announced that around about the time Extraction 1 came out.
Yeah.
So that's going to be very interesting.
That's going to be so interesting because Hulk Hogan is a character, again, most people know him, famous wrestler, one of the most famous wrestlers of all time. He's got the body, he can do definitely the physique. It'd be interesting to see him get the look. I think he'll be able to pull the look off, but he's not going to be as sexy in that.
They've got to hagger him up a bit, haven't they?
Yeah. But that'll be really cool. Because again, I don't know much about Hulk Hogan other than him being a wrestling legend. I don't know his story, really.
I think, wasn't there a sex tape released of him at some point?
God knows, probably.
I think he paid a hooker or something, and there's a sex tape released to Hulk Hogan at one point.
Right. Well, I can believe it. But looking at his other films, the one that I'm probably the most excited for, that's supposed to come out next year, Furiosa.
Yes, of course. That's going to be so good.
Which is a prequel to Mad Max Fury Road. Yeah. So it's about Furiosa, who's played by Charlize Theron in Mad Max, but it's a prequel about her story. So she's played by Anya Taylor-Joy in this.
Ooh, and I like Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah, and obviously it's done by George Miller again, who's done all the Mad Maxes. Mad Max Fury Road is insane. It's
Very
such
much
a good film. And I could see Chris Hemsworth in that. It doesn't say what role he's playing. It doesn't say in what capacity. He's just going to be in it. So hopefully in a big role, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
Amazing. And basically, just to finish that off, I saw recently all over the Lad Bible and fucking all the stuff like that, that AI has created what the best looking human on Earth would look like, and it looks exactly like Chris Hemsworth.
Wow, I can totally believe it, you know.
So,
I fucking love him.
Yeah.
You know, David at work.
Oh,
he
and I love him just as much as Hemsworth.
I don't blame you.
He's my man.
He's everyone's man.
Dirty boy.
He told me today that Chris Hemsworth, I think it's part of his, because he's got that his wellness app, hasn't he? Center or Center Fit, is it? That he's done loads of meditations for that and like sleep meditations and stuff.
Oh, God.
And David sent me a link earlier because someone's obviously bootlegged them off of the app and put them all on YouTube. So that's something to fall asleep to. That'll give you nice dreams at night, wouldn't it?
Just wet dreams.
Well, you know, each their own.
Not saying send me that link, but why have you not sent me it already? I think that's what pisses me off the most, you know.
You know what? I'm just going to keep it for myself.
No, don't do that.
Nope.
I'll beat you.
Oh no, the top 5!
We will break up this wrestling taxi partnership.
Oh no, Sam's turned heel.
Already? We've not even fucking had a first fight yet.
Oh no.
All right, guys, that is the end of the episode. We've had a lot of fun today for the fact that we turned up going, we might not do this episode because we haven't got anything.
We haven't got anything, yeah.
Yeah, very good. So please, as always, if you are listening on your standard podcast fucking platforms, give us a like, give us a follow, share the episodes, follow us on bloody Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and all them stuff. I mean, if you want to follow us on YouTube, you can. For some reason, they get released to YouTube, and I'm not really sure why. But still, do it.
Yeah.
Fucking do it.
Fucking do it.
Just do it. I'm sick of asking. But main thing, follow Papa Roast 88 on Twitch. If you haven't got Twitch yet, get fucking Twitch. I'm sick of asking you to get Twitch now.
Yeah, everyone get Twitch.
Yeah. Ryan, you got Twitch yet?
Yeah.
You lying?
Yeah.
Right, now you've got a mouthful of Takis. Ryan, give us a final thought.
If you got 5 minutes, get Twitch.
Is that it?
And follow Kennedy.
Kennedy wants a TTV. Peace, bitches.